Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to enter the 5th chapter, right? So before we start our journey, let's start off with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Om Anyanatimradasya Yanjala Chalakaya Chakshurudamyena Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapatatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Devi Pranamani Haripriye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhattavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So who wants to have your hands raised? Yes, Anuja. So today we are going to talk about Karma Yoga. Now we already saw Karma Yoga in 3rd chapter. What is this Karma Yoga again? This is Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness, right? So an elevation from Karma Kanda to the actual concept of what is Karma Yoga. Have a quick summary of the content before we start, right? So the journey starts with Arjuna having lots of confusions. The 2nd chapter, Krishna solves all of them. However, at the end, when Krishna talks about Buddhi Yoga, Arjuna gets confused again. Buddhi Yoga, according to him, is to renunciate work. Whereas Krishna is telling, no, Buddhi Yoga means Bhakti Yoga, which means you will renunciate only the result of the work. Again, 3rd chapter, he says, Ekam Vada, tell me one thing. It's going up and down, it's too confusing. Tell me one thing what I should do. I should fight or I should, give up everything. And the story keeps continuing in the 4th chapter, where at the end, yesterday we saw Krishna telling that that's enough, now you get up and fight, right? Yeah, so he says get up and fight. So that's a conclusion. Now today, 5th day, so let's see what Arjuna's confusion still is about, right? Arjuna vacha sanyasa karmani kanyanya punar yoga cha chashashi yaksheya yetayor eka tanme bruhi sunichitam. Hare Krishna.
Arjun said, O Kanina, first of all, you asked me to re-announce work, and then again you recommended work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Hare Krishna.
Krishna, very clearly read. Thank you so much. So he's telling now, you're first you told me to renounce work, then you're telling me work with devotion. Now tell me which is more beneficial, because there is this concept of sannyasi, right? So that cannot be underlooked, right? So he's telling like which one is it. So as I quickly told, so initially, the 2nd chapter, knowledge of the soul, right? Not the body and the soul. And Krishna also added by telling for somebody like that, there is absolutely no prescribed duty, right? For someone who's not having a prescribed duty, then he says, okay, fine. But in the 3rd chapter, he confuses, right? Even if there is no duty, you better do the duty and set an example, just like Janaka Maharaj or Krishna himself, right? Because even if there is no duty, people will follow you, right? Great common men will follow great people. Yadyat acharadi sheshas tattat evetarojuna sayat pramanam kurte lokastat anuvartate. Entire loka will follow you. So just do the duty for the sake of duty than thinking of result, right? So again, all this 4th chapter, he says all sacrifices ultimately comes to culminates to knowledge, and finally he's telling get up and fight, right, in the end of the 4th chapter. So with all this, he wants to clarify the doubt, okay, which is better. So Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sanyase Karma Yoga Niksheya Chekara Vuto Tayostu Karma Sanyasa Karma Yoga Vichintyate. Hare Krishna.
The personality of the Godhead replied, the renunciation of the work and the work in the devotion are both good for the liberation, but of the two, work in the devotional service is better than reunification of the work. Hare Krishna.
Renunciation of work. So what he's telling, both are good only. Both, if you want to renunciate and really think of Krishna genuinely, if you're a true renunciator, that is also good. Working in Krishna conscience is better. Why? He's going to explain. Now anyone can guess the story. What is the story? Anyone knows the story? Okay, so I'll tell you the story. Sometime back, we all had this confusion, right? Good pious activity. Why should we not take credits? We should take credits for the pious activity. We were telling bad activity, sin, we don't want. But pious activities, credits we want, right? So for this story will be so apt. So we are going and seeing this king called the Nirga. Nirga is a very pious ruler. He was very pious because all his activities were like, he used to give a lot of cows for charity. He was known for his chaste charity and all that. So one day he was gifting 1 lakh cows to 1 lakh brahmanas. And there was one particular cow which he had gifted to particular Brahmin, and what was special is on that particular day, whatever charity, and these credits for charity was multifold, right? Because you spend days for charity, like Ekadasi day and all, where if you do 1 credit, it's like multiple times, right? We have 2x, 3x, 4x, right? Like that they have 1 lakh x and 1 crore x. So like that, his numbers were so high. So what he did a 1 lakh cow credit that day, and the 1 cow which he gifted to a Brahmana moved back into the lot which he had to donate. Now in the process, what happened? He redonated the same cow to another Brahmana. So both these Brahmanas were fighting, telling this is my cow, that is my cow, this is my cow. Then he told, I will replace the cow for any Brahmana who gives up with 10,000 cows with jewelry. Okay. Now, if it was me, I would take this offer. What would you do? Would you take the offer or you would not? That 1 gifted cow, instead of that, I'm going to replace with 10,000 cows. Would you take it or no?
Take it.
Take it, right? So we'll all take it. But these 2 Brahmanas, they have this concept that I don't need it. We are not for materialism. So they both were arguing that we want our cow. Both did not leave. So King Nirga got very confused. He didn't know what to do. And compensation didn't work. And finally, the Brahmins got angry and they cursed him. They cursed him that, he will be born as a garden lizard and he will be punished, right? Now, this is the punishment. Now, this is a disadvantage when you do pious activity. When you do a small mistake in a pious activity also, what happens is it hits you so hard that you just don't have a choice. You have to go through the torture, right? See, you have not done a mistake. But unfortunate thing about the pious activities, even if you don't do the mistake, you have to go through the challenge, the problems which you face. Now, he did one good act, religious activity, right? Krishna, devotional activity. What did he do? He went and gave some money sometime back on some construction in a construction temple. So now what happened is devotional activity. We saw, right? Papa Punya Kritak Logam, right? Even if whoever is born, Suchiman Srimatam, right? This Krishna doesn't leave. The little bit Punya Karyam you do with the name of devotion, Krishna remembers. So even though he got cursed, the one chase activity which he did made him come to Dwapara Yuga. And during Dwapara Yuga, when he was playing the well, and along with Krishna's children, they saw this garden lizard and got scared. And Krishna came and lifted this garden lizard and gave him the benediction. That's how he got liberated. So this point is, but the plus point is that one thing. So now what do we want? We don't want credits, right? Even if he had got so many credits, he would have lived happily in the heaven. That one mistake he did, and this is what happens in a pious activity. Even one mistake, you get penalized terribly, and you suffer immemorial for a very long time. Thankfully, that one devotional activity saved him, and Krishna gave him liberation. This is why we say we don't need even credits, good credits, because a small mistake, even in the good credit, if you want credit, can become a disaster. And the purpose itself is defeated. I hope you understand now why I was explaining, good credits could be dangerous. So we need only sponsorship for studies, right? So we don't need to know the cost, we don't need to know the breakup, we don't need to know each book cost, because we are getting the sponsorship. So Krishna is going to take us back to him. So we don't need to know, take credits of good things which we did, which gains and all that. Hare Krishna. Yes, Krishna, you can also read. No problem. Hare Krishna. So proper understanding of renunciation. You need to really understand. First, third chapter, it says Mityahara, which means pretender, which also means what? It also means hypocrite. But here he's talking about true, renunciator, right? So what does he say, Hare Krishna? Prapai chikataya buddhya hari sambandhi vashtunau mubiyu parityago vairagya palgu kattaye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete.
So he's saying that when persons are eager to achieve liberation, right? When the people are eager, right? When they're very eager to achieve liberation, and they renounce things related to Supreme Person, right? Thinking it to be material, that is how, let me just give you an example, right? Some people, they want to get liberated, and even, for example, chanting is related to Krishna, right? It's directly, and they think chanting here in material world is not worth. Going to the temple is not worth. This and all is called very incomplete renunciation, because at no point in time we should give up on charity, austerity, and all this, right? So that is what. So we should have a proper understanding of what renunciation means. So is there anybody here who likes to become a sannyasi? You can message me privately in chat. Hare Krishna. Yoga sannyasa. So he wants to know which is better of the two. And Krishna is going to reply. Jiyo sa nitya sannyase yona dveno na kaitnati nirbandho hi mahabahu sukhabandhat pramichyate. Hare Krishna.
One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, liberated from all the dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated. Om Murti and Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so he says, who's this person? He says, one who neither hates or desires, right? That fruits of the activities, he said to be renounced, right? Dualities. What is dualities? Let me go on with what is duality? Everything called the heat or cold, right? Disliking. All these are called dualities. Two things, liking, disliking, friendship, enmity. These are all dualities. Easily overcomes the material bondage and is liberated already, right? So he's telling Arjuna. So he's just explaining. So renounce results, not the action. So he's clearly telling, renounce only the results and not the action. Anyone know who this is?
Haridas Thakur and prostitute.
Very beautiful. Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur is called the Namacharya, right? So he was born in a Muslim family, but he would chant 3 lakh times, right? We are having a challenge to chant 108 times, but he used to chant 3 lakh times in a day. And they tried so many means to stop him. And their final attempt, because there was a Muslim rule and they didn't like a Muslim chanting. So they sent a prostitute, and this prostitute used to come every day. And the first day he said, go and come because I'm not done. Second day also. Third day she said, no, I have to be there. He said, just wait for me. Let me chant. And after the chanting, I will satisfy your, thirst. So immediately she will start chanting and she'll be listening. Yes, that's right. Haridas Thakur, yes, is an incarnation of Brahma. Very true. Hare Krishna. Very nice, Amit Mukherjee. Hare Krishna. So he will chant, and he will go on chanting. And at the end of the day, he chants so much, and when she hears the chanting, she becomes very ecstatic, and she gets so disturbed, and she immediately falls on his leg and surrenders to him, and tells him the truth that her intent was not there, and she becomes the greatest devotee. And in fact, Haridas Thakur was supposed to leave a few days earlier, in fact 3 days before, but he stayed there. You know why? To liberate. He knew that she's going to come. He felt he had to liberate. That is the quality of such great souls. They want to liberate these people. Yes, amazing personality, and these people want to liberate. Otherwise, imagine, sannyasis are hesitant to even talk to women, but he was even willing to face. Why? Because that is level of his control. Ramanadhyaya karmani sangam tyatva karoti yah libhyatena satapena padmapram pasha.
One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the result onto the Supreme God, is not affected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Hare Krishna.
So, what are they? What are they talking about? Like lotus and the water, right? They are not touched to each other. They appear as if they are together, but then they are apart, right? So the one who performs his duty without attachment, right, and surrenders the result to Krishna is not going to be affected. We already saw, right? Had he given the cow in the name of Krishna, then the mistake will be taken and absorbed by Krishna, right? So there is absolutely no way, he will have any mistakes, right? So that is a speciality. Performs his duty without any attachment, is surrendering the results to the Supreme God, is not at all affected by any sinful action, as a lotus leaf. Like a separate lotus leaf, he is untouched by water, and he stays independent, right, without any influence of this lotus. So that is his speciality. So this is what is the quality of this person. So let's just see this. Sorry. Hare Krishna. What is this? Can you hear the sound? You see the amount of joy they are going through, and they are all those who have already experienced a lot of things, right? Some of these hippies have done all abominable activity, but they don't want any of that, and they enjoy, because that is called transcendental happiness. One has to relish that. Hare Krishna. Vidya vinaya sampanye brahmane kavi hastini suni chaiva smapakeva pandita samadarshinaha. Hare Krishna.
The humble, by virtue of the true knowledge, sees with equal vision of learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater outcast. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So a humble stage, right, whom we saw, right, Tira, Sitadir Muni, who are they? They will see everyone with equal vision. Whether the person is learned, not learned, a Brahmana or a cow or an elephant or a dog eater. What is a dog eater? An outcast, right? Below Sudra, there are some castes we've seen. He sees no difference between them. So I always tell, right, for all the animal lovers, the Paramatma inside your heart and the Paramatma inside the cat's or the dog's heart is the same. So there's nothing called luck or dislike or bad luck or whatever. That is what, like, we'll see difference. Oh, dog is come. It's okay to be scared. I'm not talking about scared. I'm talking about, in terms of sentiment. Oh my God, the cat has come. Black cat has come. It's jumped. No sentiments at all. There is nowhere in Bhagavad Gita Krishna has ever spoken about any of these sentiments, right? So this is a very interesting one. Hare Krishna. Ehi samsparsaja bhoga dukkayonaya evataya adi antavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaya.
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he says an intelligent person does not take part in the source of misery, which means that somebody who's intelligent, he's got nothing to do with this, right? Which is due to the contact with material senses. So he is absolutely in contact with material senses. So the intelligent person has no role to take part at all, right? O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. So that is all everything has a beginning and everything has an end. So the wise does not delight in them, right? So somebody who's wise does not take delight at all, does not take any level of satisfaction. So what is happening? Somebody who's very intelligent, right? He will he'll let me just give you a smaller examples which you'll understand. What is this? If you have any one senses, let's take this moth, right? Light moth gets attracted towards light and it goes and falls as something. It does not realize that it's going to die. Now let's say the same thing with the deer, right? It gets attracted by the sheer deer and falls in as a prey. Now you take this cute little flower, it has this nectar in between. The bee comes to take the nectar and goes on and on that the flower closes in the evening and the bee dies, right? Taste, it can't control. So this is the situation. Now we all know a bait for the fish is a fish. Again, taste, right? Addiction to taste. And elephant is supposed to be very high passionate about sex. So a she elephant is used to trap the he elephant, right? So this is applicable for all the animals where one sense is very dominating. So what about this human animal, right? An intelligent person does not take part in the source of mystery. Why I say this? Because human is having all his five senses weak. All are very powerful. When I say weak, it means that all five senses are untamed and any, eyes can get distraction. So with one sense being dominating, these animals are in trouble. With all five, just imagine what could be light, right? So that is what Krishna is saying, and that's why we should be very careful. So let's see next. Hare Krishna. Bhuktaram yatna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram sukridam sarvabhutanam yatva mam shantim rachati. Hare Krishna.
The sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifice and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and the well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of the materials of miseries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very beautiful thing. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam. Bhoktaram, right? So tapasam, tapas, yagnas and tapas, right? He is the supreme, right? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. For all the lokas, he is the Maheshwara, Ishvara, right? He's the head. Sukhrita means friend, well-wisher, best friend, well-wisher. Sarva Bhutanam, he's the well-wisher for all living things. Natva Mam Shantam Rachati. Peace it's a peace formula. If you follow him, your peace is guaranteed. Look at this. Krishna and his play friends. Krishna was in more anxiety. His friends were not bothered. They were so relaxed. All the leelas, even there is the snake, demon where they wanted to enter, and Krishna is telling, no, please don't enter. They say, I'm not worried, Krishna, you're there, you'll take care. Right? So all those who are devotees of Krishna, they're just not bothered. They are so relaxed. They are so calm because they know Krishna is going to take care. Right? That makes the difference. Now that is what it is. So he says, and if you know that, you have the biggest peace formula, because many of them will tell, I don't need happiness, I need peace. Why? Because they are searching peace. But actually, you have peace formula. You have peace. How? When you make Krishna your best friend. Right? That is the speciality. Now, what is Krishna telling? Krishna is very clearly telling, boss, you can do renunciation also, or you can do this. But the only difference is if you do renunciation and if you work in Krishna conscious, working in Krishna conscious is easy. Whereas if you're going to renunciate, it's going to be that is karma yoga is easier than karma sannyasa, right? So if you want to become a sannyasa and go to a forest, not think of anything, your mind will not be controlled, right? It's very difficult. However, Arjuna, you may tell that, yes, I want to do sannyasi, then he is going to teach Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is a process where, you go to a forest, isolate yourself and pray. When I'm telling sannyasi, it is not the ones who don't want to get married. It is about people who want to go alone and, be away from people and just into mountain, very isolated and preach. Whereas sannyasi, if you see ISKCON sannyasis, they are in the midst of us. They are like us. The only difference is they don't get married, but they will be eating everything. They will relish sweets. They don't give up anything. The only thing is they will give it to Krishna and take. Same way with Grahastha. Grahastha means married people, right? We also, what we do, we give to Krishna and we will eat, right? So the only difference, it's only two different lifestyles. So it's not like sannyasi is great and the only difference is the brahmachari is what we call in ISKCON. The ISKCON brahmachari is they decide not to get married and go into the Grahastha life. But the activities they are engaged the same. They go to ISKCON temples, they will be preaching, they will be teaching, and all that, they will be doing. So that is the difference. Right? So this one clearly gives a peace formula. So this is what it is, a quick sum of what we spoke. Sannyasi or Karma Yoga, right? This is a very small chapter. So Krishna very clearly says, yak. So basically, both are possible, but karma sannyasa is more tougher. Yoga is easier because you're working in Krishna conscious. You can't leave everything and go. Therefore, karma yoga is superior because it's easier to follow. Otherwise, technically, both are achievable. Karma yoga, vashishtade. Karma yoga is preferable, beneficial, preferable. Vashishtade means takes preference. So that is one. Next, nishkama karma yoga. I already told. Kama means lust. Nish means without lust. Without lust karma frees one from bondage. If you have surrendered the results to Krishna, then it frees one from complete bondage. Kurvan apina lipyate. Right? That is what. Liberation by focus on Supreme. 5:17 to 29. Nyatva mam shantam machati. If you focus only on the Supreme, then you have no problem at all. You get automatically liberated. So that is the complete peace formula which Krishna is telling. With this, we have finished our chapter. So, any doubts, or we'll do our bridge presentation? What would you prefer?
No doubt.
Okay, we go to the bridge. If you have doubts, meanwhile, type in the chat box. So, bridge presentation here today is talking about the nature of the world. Always change my DP on my virtuals. Right? So, we are talking about the nature of the world, right? So, nature. So, I'm also now among nature. So, nature of this world. So let's see what the nature is. Nature of this world. How many of you feel that this world, I always tell, is a wonderful place or a miserable place? You can answer, you can type in chat. How many feel it's wonderful? How many feel?
50-50.
50-50.
Bad place, bad.
Okay. Shaurik Mukherjee, there are people who eat dogs, right? Very much. Anuja, okay, wonderful place. So it is, there are dog eaters. Dog eaters literally also is a metaphor. It's not necessarily dog eaters, those who are outcast, right? That they are called that. So 50-50, right? Good, but sometimes miserable. Let's analyze more objectively. Many are born in opulences and up good bringing, but there are many born against it. Blind, not enough food, disability, right? No one desires a miserable life. No one desires, right? No one wants to die. In front of us, time separates us from our near and dear ones. We are left shattered and broken. And above all, we die leaving behind all we have. So pains taking, acquired, right? So all this happens. We want to always remain young and energetic. We discussed this. But we become old. We don't want that, right? We don't want any of this. USA President Renault. Okay, recently he's been diagnosed. He says, I now begin the journey that will take me into sunset of my life, right? He's made the declaration. Now, due to receding memory, he's not able to remember he was ever the president of USA. That was a sad thing, right? We always want to remain hale and healthy. But against our wish, we encounter various diseases, yes, some chronic, fatal. Even though medical sciences are advanced, still our plans of happiness are questioned. Muhammad Ali, this is what I was telling. He is the, we spoke, right? He can lift you, me, all of them at one shot, right? Today he's got Parkinson and he has a challenge. He's not able to lift up. In spite of being rich and famous, scriptures point out, apart from these, we are constantly tormented with Adi Atmika Klesha. What is Adi Atmika? It's a very good technology. Adi Atmika is any problem created by own body and mind. I have a problem. I have headache. I'm not feeling well. Or, somebody, let's say Saurabh as message, can I read today? But he is having a good intent, but I am thinking, okay, Saurabh thinks I don't know English. So he is telling he wants to read for me. He is feeling, he is thinking bad of me. This is my own imagination. It's not true, but I am assuming that way, right? So that is Adi Atmika. And you also have Adi Bautika. Now there is a possibility Saurabh may really be thinking, like my neighbor, right? Neighbor may really create nuisance. That's really existing. Or my professor may be tormenting, right? He may be troubling me. But that is truly existing. That's called Adi Bodhika, right? And Adi Devika is caused by Devatas, right? Example, COVID and all, really there, right? Natural calamities and all that. That is the thing. Hare Krishna. So this is what is happening, Adi, right? So all this really terrorists attacking us and all that.
An angry elephant is about to
explain the videos at the end because I don't know how many videos are copyrighted. So I'm just taking you all fast, but I will take these videos again. So Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Tadonu Dharchanam. Right? In the essence, what is happening? Dukkalem Shashvatam. It's a temporary place. But Dukkam is there. Nobody likes all this, right? Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants, to be hurt. Nobody wants this, miseries caused due to natural calamities, own body, other living entities. We don't want all this, right? For example, other living entity can also be a spider, right? So all this happens. So what happens? It's a very painful thing. And we don't want all this. However, what is happening? Mind is flickering. Chalchalam, it keeps changing. But what should we do? Vedanta Sutras are written by Vyasa, topmost literature. Key inquiry, right? Someone I told you, Prabhupada, they asked, Prabhupada, but these are also written by a person. Yes, but not by a person like you. It's an incarnation of Krishna himself, right? That makes a difference. So animal and human being, what is the difference? Who am I? Animal cannot think so much. Where do I come from? No, it does not know that next moment it's going to be bakarafied, right? It's going to be cut. It doesn't realize it will be eating the thing. But you are endangered, you know, you will make attempt not to eat, but to run away. Where will I go after death? So much it cannot think. 7 days Parikshit had. 7 days he took as an opportunity to learn from Sukamuni, right? For us, we don't know whether we have that 7 days. Is he lucky or unlucky? I don't know, but at least he could predict his death, right? Mahatma Gandhi said that every day when he had trauma, and all of you knew what kind of problems he faced, Bhagavad Gita, he always read. Right? This is what I was telling. The goat does not know. Good day, so much grass, I am lucky. But it doesn't know that it's going to become a bakra, right? Eating, sleeping, mating is the only thing human being can inquire. Right? All this, where do I come from? Why am I suffering? Human life is about inquiry. If you inquire, you go to higher planet. If you don't inquire, back to the lower planet. Why? So if you inquire, you will go to higher planet, fine. But if you don't inquire, what is wrong? Because if you don't inquire, the tendency to commit mistakes is high. Mukherjee just messaged, right? People forget Krishna. Yes, not only people, we all have forgotten Krishna. That is why we are here. Okay, now the little bit of dunya, we are managing to remember. Everyone has to become a sannyasi, right? Logically, no. You can become a grahastha. Grahastha means a family person, but think of Krishna. Grahastha is a bona fide If he's bona fide, he makes relevant inquiries. Sannyasi is bogus if he makes no relevant inquiries. So both are important. You can be a sannyasi or a grahastha, it doesn't matter, but you have to be genuine. Graha may be someone who's just interested in eating, mating, sleeping. That's it, nothing more. He has no conception of future life. He has no appetite for making relevant inquiries in life. He is just attached with all this. He wastes, time in all these clubs, pubs, accumulates money, increases standards, increases troubles, unlimited competition, and knows that he will die today. Or he doesn't care. You know what is this? This is a very common photo. Husband and wife will be fighting. Probably they'll be even about to sign a divorce, but they will give a photo family show. As if they are happily married ever after. This is a community show. Yet he is mad after the temporary hangman, makes no relevant inquiries, right? See, that person is missing also. Yeah. Now he is Shankaracharya. Right? Young boys and girls are all into it. Old man always thinks of only how he can focus on his big family, never retires. No one is inquiring properly, right? Because everybody wants to be focusing on themselves. Youngsters are more interested in freaking out, flirting out, enjoying. Old man wants to do his own work. But end of the day, which age will he focus? No one is prepared to inquire. Why do we need SQ? SQ means spiritual caution, right? So it's only because of this Jara, right? You can see all of this. This is a very nice story which I will tell you all in mind control. I'll tell now because we have some time. So this is a very pretty, very beautiful girl, and this person is, the story is called Liquid Beauty. This person is a prince. He's a bit of a womanizer, and he wanted to get hold of this lady. This girl does not have parents or anyone, so he's alone. She's alone. So naturally, she can't fight against a prince. So she tells, I need 2 weeks time. Give me 2 weeks time, and you can come and pick me. So 2 weeks time, what she does is she does not eat, and she takes a lot of tablets to vomit, and she'll be puking, and she will take 2 vessels. One she will just fill with her puke, another one will be her stools. She will do, and she'll become very thin and emaciated, and she'll look very ugly. So after 14 days, he will come and ask, this is me. He'll ask, where is she? She'll say, and he'll not believe. He'll say, that is only me. Can you see? That girl is here. And he will not even like, and he will literally run away. So most of this is called liquid beauty because the beauty never stays too long, right? So this is one thing which is reiterated again and again. So all of, and these are various platforms. We saw yesterday also, and we will again see in the last module, the bodily platform, and I will relate this more with books. Bodily platform, if you give a book, he will sleep on it. Okay, sensual platform, what he will do, he will at least keep the, he will at least open the book. This fellow will use the book as a pillow. Sensual platform will open the book, I have to study, but still he'll feel sleepy. Okay, the moment he sees book, he will start feeling sleepy. And mental platform is he understands, okay, I have to study. Okay, high time, I will start studying. And intelligent wakes up and says that, okay, enough, study more, focus more on studies. And that is called the application, right? So a mental platform is jnana, and intelligent platform is vijnana, application of knowledge. And the spiritual platform is much above. It's called Anandamaya, which means absolute transcendental knowledge. So happy, and he is someone who's so eluded. So these are the various stages, of human life. And bodily platform is the animal platform, the karma kanda platform. So each level will have one. This is animal life. The bodily platform, it's also called karma kanda. Next level is karma yoga, little bit. Both will be more animalistic platform. From the mental platform, only the actual human platform starts, right? So here, you will focus more on Naishkama karma yoga. Intellectual platform will be, your Ashtanga yoga platform and all that. And spiritual yoga will be the final bhakti platform. Okay. And next, we will see ways of receiving knowledge, and I will play all these videos in about 5 minutes. But before that, I promised that I will tell a story. So I just thought I will tell that story. Before that, I will just take 1 second to check if you all have any doubts. Vachakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Any doubts? You'll have any doubts?
No.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Ready for the story? You all were asking. And
Yes.
there was one little Mataji who wanted Karna to be nominated instead of Arjuna. So why Arjuna? We will see why Arjuna later. But before that, let's hear about Shreya. That's you. Let's hear about who is Karna. And more than Karna, I would like to tell who is Vikarna. Okay. Why Arjuna? Again, I said I will come to that story later. But now I'm coming to the most important story I'm starting straight. Let me give an introduction of Vikarna. Vikarna is the son, one of the sons out of the 100 sons, one of the sons of Duryodhana's brother, Dhritarashtra's son, right? And he was the only good brother of him, right? And he was very talented. He knew art, and his name is in Bhagavad Gita. He knew a lot of, this, he was knowledgeable. And what happened is when Draupadi was insulted, right? Draupadi was, you know what happened, right? And she was looking at every person. Literally, Bhishma could not say anything. Her husbands could not. Even Dronacharya, though he was in the stan of the father, because he felt she was his best friend's daughter, which means it's like his daughter. But he could not do anything, right? They were keeping quiet. And which is why Krishna got so angry and they said they all should be punished. That time, Vikarma got up and he said, it is not right to insult a daughter-in-law. More than that, he brought up one point because everyone wanted one legal point there to stand. You know what was his point? He said, Kshatriyas, under 4 circumstances, they can call off. Like, we also have, right, we have what you call our tennis tournament or cricket under 2 circumstances, in case of heavy rains or in case of, you'll have a natural calamity which is going to come. They can call off the match in between, right? They can declare what you call draw. What do you call that word? Where you don't continue and you just leave it there. No winner is declared, right? It's just, it's like I don't know what you call that, but then it's like null and void, or it's like neutral. So that way. So 4 situations. So situation number 1 is when a Kshatriya is drunk. Second is when a Kshatriya is anything related to women, right? If he's with a lady or related to a lady. Third is in a gambling match. Or fourth, when he is hunting, right? In the middle of hunting, he can change his mind. He can tell that I don't want to kill. They will not tell the Kshatriya is a wrong fellow. It's only at the time of war he cannot back. In any of these 4 cases, he can back. So Vikarma refers that context and tells, in this situation, many were drunk. He says 1, it's about women, right? They were talking about women. So 2, second is also there. It's about gambling. Therefore, it becomes null and void. So he says all the points which you can, of course, hunting is not there. It was not applicable, but he said what you are doing is worse than hunting because you are literally hunting on a person. So with this point, we will cancel the whole thing. Let Pandavas forget everything and go back to the kingdom, and let Kauravas continue. Continue in the sense they will part as if nothing has happened. We will declare the whole thing null and void. Isn't this good? Good or bad?
Good.
Good, right? So how Bhishma felt was so relieved the moment, he saw Bhishma was smiling because they were all waiting for one thing. One thing, if anybody could just speak in law, it was correct. It was not that he just made it up. These were there and he brought that point. He said this one thing, if you could pull back, right? And nobody could speak against him, including Duryodhana did not have words. Pandavas were so excited, because they wanted that one point. Even the learned Dronacharya was very happy that he brought up that point. See, it is about not just this is what I was telling you. One is intelligence. Another one is Vijnanam, application of knowledge. See, all I've learned. All are much, but that point stuck him so well, right? So well, and they were so excited. So this is Vikarma, don't get confused. This is the brother. So immediately, everybody were like eye to eye, and they were like, okay, right? And that time, who rose? Karna rose. Obviously, Karna is more learned, and he countered a point. He said, true, when it comes to women, right? Chaste women, what you said is right. But Draupadi is not a chaste woman. She is already a prostitute because she is a wife of 5. He says, you can imagine what is the name of the person. So his entire conversation, which he built, okay, and which he convinced everyone, including Dhritarashtra, including Duryodhana, had no words to speak. Karna just countered with this word. What Karna spoke is true, but is Draupadi that category? No, Draupadi had a background because she prayed in the previous Janma that she wanted someone who's very dharmic, very powerful, extremely good looking, and extremely all this, medicinally healthy. All these 5 category never can fit into one. That is why she got 5 husbands. This is a story, right? We do not know stories behind each. There is a story. So that's how she gets the 5 husbands. And in spite of having 5 husbands, she's considered the most chaste person in the world because she's born out of fire. She's not an ordinary person like us, right? But this argument really hit Vikarna, and obviously after that, Duryodhana, he just needs one pick on his side to take it forward. So Karna, one more story of Karna is Arjuna and Krishna were actually not, this is not the first, he says, right, in the 4th chapter we saw, you are my counterpart. No, you don't remember, but I remember. Janma out of Janma, we've been together. So in the previous Yuga, Krishna and Arjuna came as Naranarayana. And when he came as Naranarayana, Karna was one of the demons who had, he had lots of kavas. He had about 100 kavashas, right? And what happened is, Nara and Narayana, one of them used to fight him. Another person will become tired. So he used to go chant and get power back. He will go and remove 1 kavasha. Like that, they removed 99. Last kavasha, when they had to remove, he would be dying. He ran and goes and hides behind the sun. Technically, Karna actually is an asura in the previous thing. And that is a child which comes. That is a quality. No doubt, Karna had a lot of good qualities, like he was very good in dhyan. He had pious qualities. But having a pious quality does not liberate a person. You have to have Krishna consciousness. If he was pious, what did he do? He wanted to follow Duryodhana because he wanted to focus on morality. But what is more powerful? Spirituality is higher than morality. Which is why when we respect Hanuman, even though he burnt Lanka, because not whether morally he is right. He is talking about spiritually, is he right? Yes, nobody can tell I'm better than Hanuman. Nobody can tell, right? In fact, Hanuman is prayed more than Rama. That is the quality of Hanuman, right? So spirituality is now coming back. So you can imagine now back to Karna, 2 things. One, he should have morally not stood on his side. Now you take morally, Hiranyakashipu was killed and our Prahlad garlanded the person who killed the father. Will anybody garland a person who killed the father? Anybody? Morally it's wrong, right? Ethically also it's wrong, but spiritually it's right. Vibhishan joined hands with Rama. Morally wrong. From the brother he is joined, but ethically he is right. Not only ethically also you may say wrong, but spiritually is right. So the morality and spirituality may not always be in sync. Generally is, but it's not. So Karna should have changed Duryodhana. Instead, he joined hand. Why? Because somewhere their selfish deeds were taken care. Duryodhana wanted someone to hit, Arjuna, and Karna wanted somebody to satisfy his quench of, I want the Kshatriya, I want that right, that me, I factor was dominating. That he wanted to satisfy. Otherwise, when everybody lost there in the war, he could have just kept quiet. Even if he knew this point, it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go rather than to go and identify this mistake, right? So this is one point. And now coming back, whom will you tell your secret to? Whom will you tell your greatest secret to? Your best friend or somebody else? Whom will you tell?
Krishna.
Somebody else.
Krishna you will tell, but whom will you tell? Will you tell it to your best friend or will you go tell your enemy?
Best friend.
Sure, anybody will go and tell your best secret to your enemy?
Never.
No.
So when we don't do that, why do we want Krishna alone to do? Krishna alone should not tell. Arjuna is his best friend. He can also choose to tell to his best friend. Why should he go and tell Karna or Duryodhana or whomever? It's his choice also. So Krishna's best friend is Arjuna, and naturally Krishna will tell. That's a different story. But the fact is this. So now you tell me, is Karna fit? I would in fact pick even Vikarna, right? And when he had to fight against these people, and Bhishma promised that he will kill 100 people, when he brought his Gada near Vikarna, he says, go away. I can't kill you because you're like, my family. Because you are I can't even think, you're so beloved to me and I can't think of it. He says, just because I was born here, that day I had to stand by my sister-in-law's side. I tried, I failed, but that was my dharma. Today you have to kill me, that is your dharma. I did my dharma then. Today also I'm standing with my brother, that is supposed to be my dharma. Today you have to kill me, that is your dharma. Please go ahead with your dharma. This is what he says. So Vikarna is a name not known to many, but when you get to have a chance, you tell, because this is one character which I was so impressed and I felt it is so less spoken. Yes or no? I did not know about this Vikarna character a few years back. Probably even 1 year ago, I didn't know. I saw this in Bhagavad Gita and I got curious and I started understanding him. Don't you feel, does he really shake you? Because it did. So if you feel so, please try and tell about the story to everyone and you will also rejoice. Hare Krishna. This is the first time I'm story out. Hare Krishna. So silent. I thought one expression will be there. Wow, thank you. Nice. We are impressed. No? Okay. Please, Saurabh. Yes, thank you, Saurabh.
Ma'am, because Vikarna, according to me, is a really nice person, because I thought no one spoke for Draupadi. Ma'am, but now that you've told us, I feel that he's a
Yeah, that's nice. No, see, finally he spoke. But unfortunately, when in the bunch of bad people, when one good person gets lost, like that, he's lost. So at least let's go around telling the story to few people. So at least, Vikarna should be spoken on. Right? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll pause recording. Yes, now question. Wait, I have to again check. Okay. my almost all my family members are non-devotees. They don't allow me to worship Krishna because they don't believe in God. They said, this is not right age for devotion. When you will become my age, then you can worship Krishna and do devotion. I have a story, I didn't tell you, right? I had the same problem, and it's not that my family was not devotional. My family were anyways conch devotees, and our grandfather's place was right opposite Panduranga temple, right? Krishna temple. Now the funny part of it is, I think I was 12 years. Yeah, I used to see my grandmom with Bhagavad Gita, and I used to love that book. I don't know why, maybe because I never had access. I'm not a book reader. I don't read storybooks. So I think only one storybook I've read. The only storybook I used to read is Without Choice, if you have that non-detailed storybook in college, not college, school. So that's the only book, that too because I have no choice, right? So that time, my grandmom had this book which is called Bhagavad Gita, and I used to ask her, can I read it? She used to tell me, no, you can't read it, you can't read it. You're 12 years old, you can read when you're 60 years old. 60. I used to think, if I'm at 60 and if I have to make some changes, then what changes can they make? You can't see, I mean, of course, people live 100 years now. I'm not telling that. But when I was 12, I thought 60 is a very, very, very old age. And at 61, I'll die. This is my assumption, though. And so 60 years is so old. And what will I do? Right? So technically speaking, there is nothing called old age or young age. Prahalad at the age of 5 was praying. Somebody can pray at the womb. And we have one devotee here who's 1 year old. So there is no restriction of age. People tell because they fear. Is there the main fear people have is they don't know, right? And fear of unknown. So you have to open to see now, open to read. In fact, in my MBA, when I told my ambition, out of the 2 ambitions, I told one ambition is reading Bhagavad Gita, and they were laughing. I don't know why. Till now, I don't know. But when I get to meet them, I will ask, why did you all laugh? Because I really don't know what is so funny. In fact, I feel we all should laugh at each other because Bhagavad Gita is the book which is common for all religions. And we have not opened the book, but at least other religious people have opened some book when they were 3 years, 4 years, right? So that is what matters. I think, again, I'm coming back now. What is moral and ethical is different from spiritual, right? Spirituality overtakes. So if you have a restriction in the house, manage a house, but don't skip devotion, because devotion is between you and Krishna. Don't let anyone or anything come between you and Krishna. That much I'll tell you. How you want to handle him, handle him. There were days when I used to hide Krishna in my cupboard. And I thought I was hiding and someone brought it up. Then I realized, oh, everybody seems to be knowing. I said, thanks. It's like, but just remember one thing. People today are not worried about drinking, about having a fag in public. People like us are scared of keeping the deity in the house and praying. That's the sad, weird part, right? Middle of the day, when I wear a blazer, I'm in Chennai, it's scorching hot. I walk, people feel great. They say, oh, wow, you're great profile. But if I'm carrying my japamala, they look at me, as if I am, as if I'm from some Asuryam or something. So why am I saying this is, people are so materialistic and they always feel we are on the wrong side. But take my word, do not let anyone come between you and Krishna. That much I can tell you, because that is an eternal relationship. Thanks to Krishna, because somewhere, something which you have done last time has made you wait. Hare Krishna, Vaishnavi. Oh, thank you so much for the explanation. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Yes, age doesn't matter, bhakti matters. True. Karna, a good character or a bad character? Almost every person feels compassionate for Karna. Yes. So coming to compassion, Vishwaroop, chapter end, all of us felt Arjuna is correct. We were compassionate about Arjuna, right? End of chapter 1, all of us said, no, Arjuna is correct, Arjuna is correct. End of chapter 2, everybody said Krishna is correct. Now tell me, in 2 days' time, how did we all change? Is it that we are chanchala? No, because we had only one perception. We felt that Arjuna is so compassionate and we were like, oh, compassion is everything. But when Krishna explained, not only to Arjuna, even to our heads, we understood what Krishna is telling is a fact, right? You cannot leave someone in the middle of the battlefield and run away, right? But we saw only one half. We thought that, oh, Arjuna is so compassionate, he doesn't want to kill. Same way, Karna's, immediately people relate, right? When you see Karna, you think, okay, I have a problem. People insult me. Karna is being insulted. You try and relate to Karna. See, 90% of it is, is not just sympathy, it's empathy, because you put yourself in that shoe. So you will have a bad past. I'm not telling you your childhood is bad, but something bad about you, you immediately feel, oh my God, and happens to all of us without understanding also. So he didn't deserve a fate year. He got a very nice fate year. He actually got, all of them got liberated, right? So that way they got much better fate. So they were all far lucky, right? Lucky than any of us. So that way. Yeah. And all of you can, whoever likes, can get into some admin work. I always say, you can always stay connected. You don't need to get come. You can do your activity like how I'm doing. It's not that I do 24/7. We study, I work, we have family, but we do this part-time. So we have our admins. So admins, are sending just WhatsApp message reminders for you. So these kind of things you all can always do. It will probably be 10 minutes, 5 minutes of service in a day, but you will feel connected. You feel that you're doing some service. It's not that Krishna is short of service. It's not that Krishna won't be able to handle if you're not there, because if you see Chintamani Prakarasatma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshabditeshu Suravi Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Sadasamprya Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Hare Krishna. So what does it mean? He says Lakshmi, lakhs and lakhs of Lakshmis are there to serve Krishna. So is he short? No, but he wants us to be delivered. So he's telling boss, you do good and you come. He's giving us the offer, right? So correctly 4 o'clock. I finished the presentation. I finished bridge. I finished your story. It's okay. Even in my locality, there is no ISKCON. Don't worry. In my entire life in Chennai, I used to stay very far away. ISKCON was about 40 kilometers and I have seen only twice. Doesn't matter. You can see Mangalacharan in the TV, computer. Deities are there. It's the same. So you don't have to go in person. If you go, it's fine. But if you can't, you see through online. Morning, Mangalacharan. That's also fine. Hare Krishna. So to answer your question, Vishwaroop, is he a good character or a bad character? Actually, Karna is not so important to be discussed, but since you're asking, he is a good character with a bad association. So do you understand now how an association can influence you? He was good but became bad because of devotee association. Whoever, not devotee, whoever he was associating with. See, when you talk about dharma, there is one more dharma which I want to tell. Tomorrow I will tell you. Too many stories, if I give you, it will be an overview. So, Hare Krishna, thank you, Vishwa. So, is there any other thing? Who's going to chant today? Who's going to chant? Nobody is initiating, right? Anuja, yes, thank you, Anuja. You will chant. So today is the 5th day, 5 into 6. Anyway, since you all are poor and max, I will tell 30. So go ahead and chant. Just kidding. I'm sure all of you all are too good and max in this. This was easy for me. Tomorrow onwards, you all do the calculation. So we will do how many times? 30. Thanks. So 30 times we will chant. I will go on mute and we can stop the recording. Hare Krishna, everyone now. She can stop.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare